All right, so the endpoint works to check if an entity exists with Postman. We can do that, and with this REST API, which we're calling with this function here, check if key exists, it'll return the actual item if it is found, as you can see here. But if it's not found, let's say that our code generated this random 4-digit or 4-character code, and we send that, then the application will receive resource not found. And that's what this is valid function does. It checks to see if the resource is not found. If the resource is not found, that means that the randomly generated key that we have, we can use that to store a note. And so once we have that, we want to output to the table the actual randomly generated key and the note that we received from the body. And in order to do that, what we need to do is go over here to the left and click on integrate, and we want to establish an output binding. And so we click new output here, and then Azure Table Storage here. So click that and click select. So for the table parameter name, well, this is just what we're going to reference in our code to use to output the table. And so let's just call this notes out. And the table name is the table name that we created, which is store my notes. Store my notes. And then you just need to select the table storage connection, and it's not here, so just click on new here, and storage account is here. So I'll click that, and that should be good to go. Once I save that, it'll adjust the application. I just want to show you where it actually adjusts. So if we just go back to our code and view our files, it's still loading here. In the function.json, this is where it's actually, this is one way to do it is go to this integrate tab. Another way to do it is just to go into the function.json and manually type in the bindings. And so basically what we did in this integrate tab populates this table option here in the function.json. So as you can see, the table name is store my notes. This was the name that we're going to use to reference in our code. This is that connection, the direction is out, and it is a table. For the rest of the files, what we're going to do is we're just going to directly upload our function.json and our index.js into the actual functions. And I'll show you how to do that with the Storage Explorer. So we don't need to save that. Let's just go back to our index.json, and I'll show you how we reference that in the code. Down here, for send the note, what it does is it'll send that REST request to check if the note exists. If it does, or the key exists. If it doesn't exist, then it will output the note. And so this context.bindings.notes out, that's actually referencing this name here that references our table. So to actually write to the table, you can use the binding by doing context.bindings. Whatever we name that variable. In this case, it's notes out equals, and then you just send it an object with the partition key, with the row key, and then the note key. And that should do it. So let's give this a test and see if we can write a note to the application. So what we need to do is just send in a note, and this note is going to be a test note. Let's run that. It says that you must make a request with a note in the body of the request, which we did. Let's see here, let me try that. That's not working. I think it's got to be lowercase. see if that'll run. Sometimes it takes a little while to build. Let's try to reset that. Clear the log and run that again.